Well, it sure sounds like Falzaren's got himself in a bit of trouble this time. But if you missed it, here's what happened last time on the Incorrigible party. Falzaren finds a secluded section of the keep's grounds to contact Isabella, and receives some disappointed scolding from the newest elder in regards to the wizard's failure in killing Erica, whom Isabella confirms is still alive due to her connection to the Coven, and puts Falzaren on a timetable to succeed at dispatching the Sea Hag. A small portion of his life force drained from him as punishment. Shikara reunites with Mia in the keep's library, where they search for signs of magic or a secret passage that may lead to a hidden library that is rumored to exist. Finding nothing, the heavily armored ladies are left frustrated amidst a myriad of books once more. And now, back to our show. As the two of you are speaking, you notice, you've kind of pulled Falzaren aside here, and you notice that Allamar hobbles his way back into the ballroom and just makes his way to the elders' table, joining Keek, Sybil, and Gundar.
But not Geneva.
Not Geneva, no. Nor Isabella. He just steps in and kind of winces at how loud the music has gotten, surveys the dance floor. It doesn't appear to notice the two of you, or if he does, he doesn't pay any mind to it as he continues to their table.
I don't trust that guy.
I don't either, Shaft. I'm not sure who we can trust in this room right now. I think if we have anything important to talk about, it should be elsewhere.
All right, you lead the way. Are we getting the hell out of this place, or are we going someplace else? In another room?
So I lead Shaft out of the main room into the hallway that's adjacent, and I think I'm going to go outside of the keep.
Like where you had basically come in from?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'll follow.
And again, it's very quiet. You move through this open portcullis, and Shaft, you see what you saw as you walked in, these large, 20-ish, 25-foot tall stone walls that kind of surround the perimeter of the keep. Although there is no real main gate connected to these walls, there is quite a large opening between two segments that lead to the portcullis, basically. But that's how you entered, so.
Okay. Are we away from everyone?
Yeah, it does look deserted out here. You kind of walk, a few dozen feet away from this portcullis. It seems that everyone's arrived, so there isn't any traffic coming in and out of the keep.
Okay, so what'd you find?
Well, Shaft, where do I start? This is crazy. Where were you? Were you in the room when everyone came into Allamar's room?
Yeah. Did you see me?
No, I know you've got a pretty good habit of being where you need to be. And you're pretty stealthy, so...
That's what she said.
I was thinking it, I just didn't say it.
And Natalie may be able to contest a little later tonight.
Yes, Shaft, you always seem to be able to get the right spot.
You can't just lay him out there like that. You gotta give me a bit of a challenge.
So, you heard what I heard then?
Yeah, it went down sort of the way I thought it would, right? I mean, you gotta remember that those two, Mia and Shikara, they're goody two-shoot kind of people, right? I mean, they always want to do the right thing, but it's just going to get them in trouble most of the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's good that the elders have been told about this Kraken, but this Deep Scion business, and now Isabella being here...
Look, it seems to me like this could go wrong in a lot of different ways.
And quickly.
Especially for those two. Yeah, I mean... They didn't see you, right?
No, I don't think anyone has any idea that I was eavesdropping. And... Shikara. I followed Shikara after everyone left that room, and she She really doesn't trust me, and it seems like she knows of someone who thinks that I'm evil and is on a mission to kill me.
What?
Yes.
Did you get a name?
I didn't. There's some talk of a primordial being that has made a pact or something with her friend. It sounds like a very powerful and potentially, well, I don't know, potentially evil being that is influencing her friend, and Shikara, I think, wants to do the right thing, but doesn't know if I'm to be trusted or her friends to be trusted, whether she can rely on this information that's coming through this primordial source. I don't know what this all means.
Why would somebody want to kill you? There's got to be more to it than just...
They think that either I'm a deep scion or I'm involved with them somehow. I don't know. It's clearly unfounded. And then there's Isabella, who I took a moment to contact, and she is becoming more and more unpredictable. The more the time goes on, she's demanding that I had a suspicion, but it's been confirmed now that she has a magical, otherworldly connection with Erica and is able to discern if and when Erica dies, and Erica is not dead. And now Isabella is making threats that, if I don't complete the task, it sounds like she also is going to try to kill me.
Well, nothing's changed there then.
No, but
business as usual.
She's placed a ticking clock on the task now, and has said that if another 2 weeks elapses and I haven't completed her little errand for her, there's going to be consequences to pay. And she's apparently enlisted someone else to compete for getting the job done. And this person, more than likely, if I cross his or her path, is going to try to kill me. So things just have gone from bad to worse, Shaft. This is not good.
Well, you are in a pickle, that's for sure.
I certainly am. And Isabella, she's powerful, and unfortunately, she's got some power over me now with this thing and I show him the thing in my chest.
So Shaft, you see, it's like an amulet basically, but it's clearly fused into Falzaren's flesh. Instead of a gem, it is just like an iron stone that seems to have fused with the housing of it, and around it in his flesh, these green veins stretch out from it and disappear into Falzaren's chest.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, this is like I said.
I poke it with my finger.
It's quite tender.
Yeah, I kind of recoil a little bit. I say, Shaft, this thing here, it's part of what's giving me my power, I think. This extra power that Isabella has given me.
She did this to you?
She did. When you rescued me from her lair, this thing had been hooked up to my chest and was used, I believe, to give me some of her powers, and can be used to drain power from me. In fact, after I had my conversation with her, I think as a bit of a slap on the wrist, so to speak, she used it and sapped some of my energy. It was not a significant amount of energy, but it has opened my eyes to the fact that she's got me on a leash with this.
So you've had this thing on your chest for weeks?
Yes.
And you didn't tell any of us?
I mean...
Well, let me just say this. First off, I'm proud of you. I didn't know you had it in you. I figured you'd spill the beans anytime anybody asked you a question. So, thumbs up to you. Second off, how do you know she's not just tracking you with this damn thing? Can you have it removed?
I have no idea. This is new.
I touch it again.
Shaft, it's painful. This is new magic to me, Shaft. I don't know exactly how it works. I don't know if it's possible to be removed or if only she can remove it, or this thing could potentially just kill me with the snap of her fingers. I don't know.
If Shikara sees that, you're a dead man.
Part of me thinks that I need to be honest with Shikara, and maybe if I tell her all of the history and backstory, she's likely to see things for what they are and trust me. But I agree that she's not going to be happy about this allegiance that I've got with Isabella, voluntary or not.
Let me tell you something, Falzaren. You put a lot too much emphasis on honesty. You see, that's only going to get you in trouble. You're trying to do the right thing, but it's going to end up getting you killed.
Well, it sounds like...
I suggest you just lie about it. Keep it hidden and don't tell anybody anything.
Perhaps I can tell her a part truth. Give her a bit more backstory about how I know Isabella and this precarious situation I'm in against my will, out of survival, and surely she would understand the situation that I'm in, and that it's not of my choice.
Sounds like a beer bet.
Well, my thinking, Shaft, is that I'm worried Shikara, in the absence of any other evidence to support the fact that I'm not evil, she's getting things fed to her from another source that is bent and determined to end me. Who knows what it would take for Shikara to be convinced and to decide to act on this source that's feeding her lies. I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night with, a dagger in my side.
Well, let's get the hell out of here then. Why are we sticking around with Shikara?
I don't know, Shaft.
I mean, it sounds to me like she's just another thorn in your side, and Eric. Do you want to go try to find Eric again and kill her for Izzy? It sounds like Izzy will just turn around and change the deal anyway. You can't trust any of these people. You're starting to see my side of this, right?
I know. You have a point, but what do I do? What if Isabella can in fact just suck the life right out of me through this thing? I'm stuck.
I don't... Yeah. Did she tell you where Eric is at?
She didn't. She wasn't all that willing to help me have any advantage, to be honest. It seems to be a trial where she wants me to prove my merit.
So you heard all this when following Shikara and Isabella.
Shikara went back to Isabella's quarters that we had been in earlier, and I listened through the door.
So Shikara's got some kind of a deal with Isabella.
Well, Shikara's friend is tangled up in something. I think Shikara seems like she's a good person deep down. She just doesn't know what to believe.
Well, people like Shikara, they're idealists, right? I mean, she thinks she's doing the right thing, and good people can do really evil things in the name of good.
It's true. She has a code she is trying to follow, but what her values are aligned with may ultimately end up doing good or
you just
harm.
Need to change what she believes is right.
How do I do that?
Well, she hates you, so maybe I can talk to her and sort of get an idea of what she's thinking she needs to do, and then figure out a way we can turn the tables on that. I think we need to take out Isabella more than we need to take out Erica.
Yeah, I don't know. It's such a shame. If only Isabella could be an ally.
Do you know where she's at now?
Last I saw her, she was in her room, and Shikara was leaving. I contacted her with this device in my chest here. I'm not exactly... She may still be in her room. she's got those 2 bodyguards, which I'm sure are more flesh golems, standing guard at her door.
I don't think she hates me, Isabella. Maybe I can go talk to her.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she knows a lot more than she's letting on. She gives hints of more things being in play than I'm aware of. She's apparently now an elder of Heraklion, which I can't wrap my head around. She's not a wizard. She's not an arcane magic user. Why would the elders add her onto their... give her a seat with them? It doesn't make sense.
They're all in this together in some way. I mean, if you look at it, Isabella and your pals here, the elders, have to have something to do with the paladins. I have a little bit of information. I do know that the Rising Starfish 2 was loaded up with some explosives that were supposed to be delivered down to the paladins. And you know who was behind all that?
Who?
Probably our good friend Isabella.
Hmm.
And then you know who was trying to sink the ship? Probably didn't even know we were on there. Our good friend Surma. Sounds like we got a little sister battle going on here, and we're stuck right in the middle of it, but both of them want to kill you. I think they were shipping some stuff, and they sent a ship out to the Rising Starfish 3 to take out the Rising Starfish 2 because it was loaded up with a lot of stuff. And we also know that Isabella is part of the paladins because she's getting the stuff made, the snakes and the diggers and all that crap. Something's much bigger is going on here, and Isabella's sort of pulling all the strings. How do we know Erica's not the good one here?
What a mess. This is a disaster. I wish I had have just stayed in Heraklion and curled up in the library as I have done for many years now, in the comfort and warmth, studying all of my books. How much easier life would have been.
Yeah, you're screwed now. So let's go find the others and see if they learned anything and sort of figure this out. They don't know you know things, right? They don't know I know things. Let's see what they say.
Last I knew, Mia was going to head over to the library, so perhaps that's where she went. I'm not sure where Shikara might be. So I think the library's our best bet.
I'd say, hold on. We'll go talk to him, but try to sort of keep all that we know to ourselves here until we find out what they know. Just remember, you're not being dishonest by not saying things.
Right. I'm, as you've seen with, and I gesture to my chest, I am able to keep secrets when necessary, but it's usually been my practice that telling the truth is the best decision. But I'll heed your advice, Shaft, and maybe you can do more of the talking. I think you've got a bit more experience in telling half truths than I do. No offense.
I'll just say if you lied a little more often, you might not be in the predicament you're in.
That's a fair point.
All right, let's go.
Now, as we're walking, I'm going to say there's one other thing, Shaft. When I was in Allamar's room, I discovered that something a bit suspicious that I wasn't able to investigate. He's got a secret passage or a secret room hidden within his room, leading off to the side. I wish I had had time, but I was interrupted by the whole gang of people coming back to his room. But this just deepens my suspicion that he's hiding something.
You're probably right. Well, let's see if they found out anything about it.
All right.
So Mia and Shikara, another maybe half an hour passes as you're doing your search, again combing through some of these books. Shikara, are you maintaining your search of the floor in that?
I was going to be helping her, yep.
Okay. So over this 30 minutes, again, you find very much of what Shikara had discovered in this first area that she began searching. What exactly does this search look like? Are you again just moving up and down these stacks of books?
Yeah, just moving up and down the stacks, looking at the floor, trying to find anything that's loose, looking for scuff marks.
Yeah, like a stone that's obviously touched more often or something.
These large paving stones very securely in place, the heaviness of the bookshelves that you had previously discovered. But you do hear the sound of a door opening and closing in this library.
I look. Who is it?
You see Falzaren and Shaft enter.
Where have you guys been?
I've been dancing. I met this great chick.
Liar.
Her name's Natalie. You're gonna love her.
Shaft.
Liar.
I've been
you
out
wanna
on
go meet her?
I've
Come
been
on.
out on the
Need your
dance
help.
floor all night. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, Mia,
No, but-
we need his help. Be nice.
I know. Shaft, we need your help.
What? Why? You gotta find something on the bottom shelf?
No, we need someone that's a little sneaky, stealthy. Stealthier than this.
Why are you accusing me of being sneaky and stealthy?
I think there's a secret library somewhere in this keep. We have been unable to find it so far.
What makes you think there's a secret library?
That frickin' Allamar guy is up to no good. He's stealing and hiding books with information that we need about the Kraken or Deep Scions. I just know it.
Actually, I heard a rumor that there might be a secret library.
You heard a rumor. Who told you?
I overheard someone speaking of it.
Who?
I'd rather not say at this time.
Well, I might be able to find a place. I can sneak around, but I would really like to know who thinks there's a hidden library, so maybe I can start there.
Geneva mentioned that the elders sometime talk of it.
She's an elder, right? So there's corruption within the elder system?
I wouldn't say that.
There's definitely hiding of knowledge that should be public, that they don't want people to find out. That's gotta be it.
I would say that.
So you think this Allamar guy is hiding all these books that could help because he's part of the problem then?
My guess is Allamar because he's so traditional, right? And if Geneva doesn't know exactly where it is, they don't really seem on the same page, the two of them.
I'm sure he has his reasons.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe he's hiding the books so other people that aren't really doing the right thing or don't have access to them.
But Geneva's a good guy.
I believe so.
I thought so.
I do not believe Allamar is a bad guy.
Yeah,
Your pride is hurt, Mia.
okay, fine, but man, you don't believe in religion, but you don't gotta go slamming my family name.
Yes, he was quite rude to you.
I puff my chest up. Yeah. Falzaren, you're awfully quiet. What's going on?
He's had a lot to drink. He don't want to really get him going. Trust me, I know. I've been with him for a while. You get him talking, and jeez, he won't shut the hell up. Just you remember the swimming thing, right? I'll give the little thing around over the neck. Shush.
Falzaren,
Have I told you guys that I can hold my breath for a long time, and I'm
I
really
believe
good at
sometime soon you and I shall need to have a serious conversation.
Sure.
Falzaren, you've been drinking?
Well, I sometimes get a little bit nervous at these sorts of big.
All right, I hush him up. I put my hand over his mouth, and I go,
How did you reach his mouth?
So you talk... Because I reached up really high.
Did you
And
jump?
I said, hey... Sorry. Hey, so you guys got to talk to these elders, and you told them about the Kraken, and they're gonna gather an army together, right? And they're gonna go... They're gonna go stop this thing. I'm just saying, that's why we came here, so they would go out and kill the thing. And I'm assuming you guys talked to them, and they're all in, right?
We talked to them. Some of them are in to make a plan.
There's a lot of convincing to be done, Shaft. We did have a meeting with them, but they couldn't all be won over and convinced.
They have agreed to make a plan.
Some of them are very willing to help us right away. Geneva's gonna help us.
You guys are great.
Isabella's gonna help us.
I'm gonna glare at Falzaren.
Isabella's, she wants to help?
Isabella wants to help us, and Geneva wants to help us. I mean, it sounded like Gunder was maybe gonna help. Sybil, I'm not sure about. Allamar is a jerk. Yes, my pride is hurt, Shikara.
Allamar agreed to the plan, to making a plan. to getting more information.
Falzaren, you seem really drunk.
No. I had a couple drinks. That's not that many.
He's alright. He's alright. You just gotta let him sort of walk it off.
Shaft,
Yeah.
we have been searching this library for any secret entrances and have found none. We believe that there may be, in Allamar's office, maybe a secret passage. Do you think you could sneaky on over and look around?
Maybe he's just got a pile of books somewhere. Who knows?
So if I find this library, what do you want me to do?
We need all the information on deep scions and how to tell that they're deep scions.
And Krakens.
And Krakens and how to beat a Kraken.
So I'm looking for books that say Krakens and Scions.
Krakens
right?
for dummies.
Yes,
Okay, I can do that.
I like you, Mia. You're great.
you are drunk, Falzaren.
Oh, Falzaren. Get out
What
of
are
here.
you guys gonna do while I go look for this secret passageway?
I suppose we will stay here.
Can I do a perception on Falzaren? Like, what is going on? Or an insight or something?
For
Okay.
sure, you can do an insight. Falzaren, you can roll a contested roll with advantage.
He said insight. Thank you. 25.
What was the check I'm doing?
Whichever one you feel is appropriate.
Oh yeah, are you trying to deceive me or what here? I feel like he's been given a love potion or something. You guys are great.
Think Izzy dosed him?
Yeah.
So that's 22.
Yeah, Mia, you get the sense that something's other than drunkenness is a little strange about Falzaren and the way he's acting.
Tell you what, Shikara, why don't you go with me? Keep an eye out while I go take a look.
I can do that.
Falzaren, why don't you, I don't know, take a nap or something?
Well, I do like to read. This is one of my favorite places. It's so great.
Oh yeah, read me a story or something. You're gonna love this. Alright, I'm gonna walk out of the library and sort of have Shikara come along with me if she's willing.
Yes.
So I'm gonna walk. Do we have to pass through the ballroom?
No, there's a way around. And Shikara can actually show you that she's walked around.
Go this way. We can avoid the ballroom.
So Shaft and Shikara exit the library, leaving Mia with Falzaren.
So I look over to Mia and I say, Mia, I'm gonna come clean with you. I'm not drunk. Well, I mean, I did have a drink or two, but I was putting on a bit of a performance.
What? Why? Okay.
Here's the thing. There's so much. Shikara, I think Shikara is really, really caught up in thinking that I'm the enemy here, and I'm really worried that she, I don't know what she's gonna do. She seems to be unpredictable. I think she's a good person, but she's getting the information from other sources that are feeding her lies about me.
Falzaren, I'm gonna be straight with you, okay? I like you. I think you think you're good. I don't know that you are. I think Shikara thinks she's good. I don't know that she is. But I will tell you right now, Shikara doesn't... I'm not privy to all of her information. She doesn't open up that much with me. So if you can tell me the truth, like if you can tell me the honest truth, what's going on here, and tell me more than these vague statements, I need more than generalities to believe you. I know nothing about any of this. I've met your elders. I agree, Allamar's a prick, but the rest of them seem fine. I don't know how to read them.
I don't think he can be trusted.
I don't either.
I did a bit of reconnaissance while you and Shikara were
I
off.
was wondering where you guys went. Jeez, yeah, I know Shaft was not on the dance floor the whole time.
I overheard Shikara having a conversation with Isabella.
Yeah, I was there. No?
You were...
I mean, we talked to Isabella. You're talking about a different time.
This was a private conversation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't realize that she had a private... Oh, well, Shikara did say she wanted to talk to Isabella about ancient gods.
So, there is some sort of primordial ancient god, call it what you want, there's a being that apparently is very powerful that has contacted someone in Shikara's life and told them that I need to be taken out because I am evil. I am either a deep scion or am involved with the deep scions. I don't know any more about who this ancient being is.
So why was she talking to Izzy about this?
I don't know. I think Shikara is just trying to sort all of this out. Isabella is another person who really can't be trusted.
Oh, really? She seems so nice. I like Izzy.
She seems many things, Mia. I have a bit of history with.
Well, I mean, when I went to the Elders, she backed me up. She's ready to help us. She's ready to take on the Kraken.
That's interesting, because that is not what I think. I don't think that's where her allegiances lie. I think she's entangled with these Paladins of Cultist and is trying to fool us.
You think she's entangled with Paladins? You guys haven't really talked about the Paladins with me much. I mean, I've heard a few things. I didn't want to chime in and be annoying and ask questions.
Yeah, I assume that most people across Aspara have some knowledge of them.
I mean, I know they're desolating the land.
Yes, they pose an existential threat to the entire continent of Aspara.
Okay, so who's this person in Shikara's life? Is it Campbell?
I don't know, but it's got me very worried.
I mean, who has she been with in the last week? In the 3 days that I've been with the party, she's basically only been in touch with Campbell or Keck. And we just met Keck. I mean, unless that was all a facade.
That's a good point. Perhaps it is Campbell. I don't know.
Oh, come on, Falzaren, use your little noggin.
What a mess. What a mess, Mia. I would be glad to open up more, but I just don't know who to trust. And you seem like a good person as well, but I haven't known you very long.
I know that, but someone's got to open up to me at some point so that I can choose a side. I honestly, at this point, I am so...
I want us to all be on the same side. I think, there's some very, very important things going on here that endanger us all. We need to stick together to go up against these forces.
I feel like I don't know about them. I feel like I know bits and pieces of different stories, and I've been with you guys a few days. You don't know me, I don't know you. I just want the Elders to help us kill the Kraken, avert the threat to Aspara. I don't know. If it wasn't for the Kraken, I don't know that I'd be hanging out with you guys. No offense.
That's fair, but this Kraken, these deep scions, I think they're somehow associated with each other, and both of them are evil.
Do you think some of the Elders are deep scions?
They could be. I don't know.
You didn't find any more information on that, eh?
No, I have no way of telling.
So what did you and Shaft do this whole time? You just overheard one conversation?
I did some spying. I was in the room during the entire conversation with the Elders and you and Shikara.
Well, could have saved my breath and told me you heard it.
I used an invisibility spell to disguise myself.
Oh man, I wish I had that.
I was trying to gather more information, looking through the Elders' rooms to see if I can discover who might be a traitor, and I wasn't able to find much. Allamar does have a secret in his room. I don't know any more than that about what is held within this secret room, but I suspect the worst.
What, the library, or we're talking like...
It could be books that he's squirreled away in there to keep from the knowledge of the general populace here in Heraklion. Could be something more nefarious. I didn't have time to explore it because everyone came back to the room just as I discovered it. But Mia, I need you to trust me. Shaft and I are trustworthy, and I need Shikara to... We need to all be on the same page. It's bigger than us. This impacts everyone who lives in Aspara. Everyone's lives are in danger. We don't have time to be fighting amongst ourselves.
Can he... Let's do like a persuasion roll type situation, because I don't know what to believe.
Okay, absolutely. You can roll an insight against it.
That's a 7 for Falsey.
22. Actually, 24.
You do believe that he's speaking truthfully. Whether or not his words are persuasive to your current predicament, you do get the feeling that he is being truthful with you.
Okay, Falzaren. So, I guess there's apparently sides that I didn't know existed in our party, okay? But until today, Shikara scared me earlier. So if I'm to trust you, I trust Shaft.
Shaft, I've known Shaft for not that long now, but we've been through life and death situations many times over, and while he sometimes keeps his hand of cards close to his chest, and I think, he's kind of looking out for number one, but deep down, I think Shaft is a good guy.
Okay, so obviously, Shikara's behavior today has been bizarre. Just absolutely bizarre. And then to find out she has a secret conversation with Isabella that she didn't want to have with me. But Isabella's bad, you're saying? So trusting you means don't trust Isabella?
We cannot trust Isabella, and I suspect Allamar is not... he's hiding something. Who knows what that is? I don't know. I didn't have time to investigate it.
Isabella. Why is she an elder now? Do you know anything about that?
I don't know, but it's very suspicious. I can't think... It doesn't make sense. She's not...
What if it's to take down Allamar? She seems so nice. She shouldn't be working with him, right? She took a stance against him to help us.
Well, Isabella has threatened me, and that's not something that a good person would do.
I didn't know that you guys were so close.
Well, it's a long story, Mia, and we can go into it more at another time, but...
I mean, I saw you shoot an Eldritch Blast. I have been a little curious about that.
Yes. That has to do with my unwilling association with Isabella. Let's just leave it at that.
I mean, we came to this party to talk to the elders as a group, and you and Shaft ditched me. I mean, I know you don't know me very well, but to tell the truth, you're saying trust me, but you abandoned me.
I'm sorry. That was primarily because of seeing Isabella there. Shaft and I both saw Isabella and immediately realized that us showing ourselves to her could be very dangerous. She doesn't know you two and has no reason to seek to harm you.
Well, she knows I'm your friend now. She knows. You heard me.
I know. I was kind of hoping that wouldn't have come up, but it did.
Well, I'm just trying to do the right thing, and it seems very confusing right now.
I know. I'm sorry.
I hope the others can find the secret passage and find what we're looking for. I'm gonna need you to continue to be open with me, and maybe you can continue to earn my trust. You've earned a little bit now, but I do feel torn, I'll tell you that.
I'm afraid for my life, to be honest with you, Mia. I feel like I have to keep one eye open to keep an eye on Shikara, because she's so convinced that I'm evil and might try and end my life.
I don't know if I'm the one to contest an ancient god, Falzaren. I believe that the gods speak to us and that we should listen. So it's a difficult situation you're in, I'm sure. I will try my best to keep peace within the party, but...
You know, Mia, it makes me wonder, perhaps what's being told to her is stemming from the fact that I have this relationship with Isabella, who I suspect is a force for evil rather than good. It's not a relationship that I entered into willingly. It was a life or death situation, and I picked the only option that was available to me. And perhaps this is why her friend is thinking that I'm evil because of my association with Isabella.
I think, unless you have more solid proof, the jury's out on Isabella. She could help us. She said she'd help us.
I don't know, Mia. To be honest, I don't know what to think at this point. I'm overwhelmed with everything that's happened.
Well, let's just leave it at this, Falzaren. You keep being honest with me. You can trust me. I swear to you, you can trust me. I swear to Thor. Hold my hammer out. You can trust me. I want the best for Aspara. So, if you have information to share with me for the best of Aspara, I will trust you. I think that killing is wrong, and I think you're fairly innocent from what I can tell, so I will try to keep the peace in the party. I don't want Shikara to kill you.
That's all I'm asking, Mia, and I appreciate it.
And hopefully they can find some more of this information, because the greater threat is the Kraken. I'm not afraid of that short, fat woman, Isabella.
Well, just remember my warning. She's more powerful than she seems.
So am I.
I hope you're right. I hope that she could be an ally, but I don't think so.
Good job, you two. Now, let's get back to Shikara and Shaft.
Alright, so I'll walk out. We'll start walking in that direction. And I'll go, so, it's the first time I really got to talk to you away from the others. Fill me in on what this whole Falzaren situation is. I mean, I know the guy is a little weird, but what do you know about him?
All I know is that Keck said he is a deep scion, and her glasses showed that to be true.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. It's a little suspicious. But I will say, I don't really think he's a deep scion.
That does seem to be misleading.
So, do you know anything else about the situation?
Nothing for certain yet.
I mean, I can help you. You know how good people can get in a bad... You seem like a good person.
Thank you.
You can get yourself in a bad situation sometimes where you gotta do things that you may not normally do.
Agreed.
And you've been around Falzaren enough to know he can get himself in bad situations relatively easily.
I have known him but a short amount of time.
Well, then you'll have to take my word for it. He's a wreck. And, I'll tell you what. He may not be the most, intelligent guy. But, he's a good guy. So I think if you and I work together to find out, why Keck believes this, maybe we can come to the right answer.
There does seem to be more involved.
I mean, you just met Keck. Why should we trust her?
She was sent from a higher power.
Yeah. I look at her like, and who?
That is all I will say on the matter now. I have more information to seek myself.
I mean, you gotta see it from my side. It seems a little weird that we were all sort of hanging together, things were going fine, and then all of a sudden, you want to kill him and he's a deep scion.
How did he not know his best friend was a deep scion?
He's an idiot. I already went over that. I mean, look, I hung out with Brendel a little bit myself. He seemed pretty incompetent, and I really wasn't worried about him. I was a bit shocked when I found out myself. These scions, they're pretty crafty.
I have not known either of you very long.
That's true.
I do not know either of you very well.
That is also true.
I spoke with Izzy earlier, Isabella Good.
Yeah?
She had a few things to say about Falzaren.
I can only imagine. Was it good?
Not really.
So, Isabella is a unique woman. I have I got to know her a little bit when I was in Zexa and a little after that, and I'd say her opinion of people was probably suspect at best.
I found her very enlightening.
Yeah, that's exactly the way people would be if they were trying to convince you of something that wasn't true.
That is a good point.
Why don't we together figure out who we can and who we can't trust?
That is a very important task.
So the way to do that is everybody sort of needs to think that we're not a threat.
What if you found out that Falzaren was to be the cause of the downfall of all of Aspara, through his own actions or not? He was the single point that caused everything to topple. What would you do?
I would have to take him out. I mean, yeah, it's that's a hell of a thing to think. But if it was you and you were the cause, I think I'd have to take you out, and I would feel you'd feel the same about me.
For the betterment of all?
If necessary, and you have the opportunity, yeah.
What is one life when many are at stake?
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is figure out who's telling us the truth and make sure we don't do the wrong thing for the right reasons.
That is true. I do not know who to trust.
So, our buddy Allamar, you seem not to trust him, and you seem to trust Isabella.
I do not know if I trust Allamar. I do know I dislike him. That does not mean the same thing.
That's absolutely true. There's a lot of people I dislike that I could trust. So why don't we get some more information on both of these people and find out what's what. So this hidden library.
Yes.
You think that Allamar is taking these books and hiding them away so the other elders and other magic users of this world, or this and Heraklion, can not be able to find the information they need to take out these scions or take out this kraken.
I don't know so much if it's to keep them from having more to keep the knowledge out of the wrong hands, mayhaps.
Well, then that sounds like he's the guy on the up and up.
I do get the feeling that he is on the side of right. Though a jerk.
There's a lot of those in this world for sure.
True.
So finding this library, let's say we find it, and we find out he is hoarding these books. Then what?
We get the information we need. And we allow the library to remain hidden, so that it does not fall into the wrong hands, as he feared.
Alright, that sounds like a plan. So where should we start looking?
I would imagine he would want to keep it close to himself. Mayhaps his office.
Okay, let's go. And sort of wander our way down unless there's no obstructions, go right to the doors to his place.
You come to the T in the hallway near the restrooms, and you don't see anyone down here other than the two gray-robed figures standing stone still outside of the third guest room in this row of 4. They slowly turn their heads towards you, but they do not move towards you or make any other sign of motion to your presence.
Do not mind them. They are Isabella's.
Okay, so they're not within earshot.
No, not currently.
Okay.
They've looked at you, but then they've kind of gone back to this sentry, like just looking forward. They seem to not pay any mind to you other than just noticing your presence.
All right, so I'll stop, and I'll stop Shikara for a second, and I'll say, so those two down there, you say those are with Isabella?
Yes.
How do you feel about the undead?
They are abominations.
You see those two down there?
Yes.
What would you, how would you feel about Isabella if I told you that it's a good chance that those two have been sewn together and reconstructed from dead bodies?
If proven true, then I would think that Isabella is on the side of wrong and needs to be stopped.
So what do you say we go down and say hi?
To the guards?
Yeah.
Why?
It's a suspicion, but if my information is good, I think we have a little bit more knowledge about who we can and can't trust.
Are you wanting to confront Isabella this evening?
No, I just want to get some information for you and I. It's not, we don't have to do anything. We'll just go down and talk to him. Take a good look. We're just observing.
If they are truly undead, I don't know that I could allow them to continue to exist.
Well, this is where I'm going to have to ask you to sort of suspend your, I don't know, feelings of right and wrong at this point until we get all the information. Because like we said before, you can do the wrong thing for the right reasons if you don't have all the information.
So you want me to go and see if these men are indeed abominations, and then allow them to continue to exist without interfering for the time being?
For now, because it's for the greater good.
Okay.
So we'll continue down the hallway and get closer to the guards, and I'll walk up to the first one and say, "How you doing?"
She said they do not talk.
As soon as you get within 10 feet of this closest one, it turns to you and holds up a hand to you and does not speak.
The hand, is it...
As I described way earlier, they're completely... The only thing that's showing are their eyes. Small slit in their hood, and you see the eyes and, a bit of the skin around their eyes. Everything else is covered.
They have a cloak?
Like a robe, gloves, and a wrap around their head.
Oh, a wrap. Not a hood or anything
No,
like that.
no.
They will not speak to you.
I'm going to walk a little closer to them.
I believe you are wasting our time.
I'll turn around, look back at her, and go, "Do you want to know the truth?"
I do not know anymore.
It certainly sounds like you've already made your mind up, and I'm just wasting my time here. You're going to do what you want to do.
How are you going to discover the truth, as you put it?
I don't know. This is why we're investigating.
Investigate.
So I walk closer to him.
It continues to hold its hand out towards you. How close are you getting?
I'm going to go within 5 feet.
I'm hanging back.
And the second one, which either one of them are flanking the door that would enter into this room. The second one steps up next to the first one now that you are within 5 feet, and again holds up a hand towards you.
I'm going to take a step up to very close to them. Like, close enough where I could grab onto their clothing.
They both have a hand held up to you.
I'm going to grab onto their sleeve.
You can attempt to make a contested grapple.
Okay. Oh, crit.
What's the total?
So that's my strength, so it'll be 22.
You do grab a hold of the closest one to you.
And I'm going to try to rip the sleeve off of his shirt.
You tug at it, but it doesn't come loose. I mean, it's a well-constructed robe. But you do catch its glove as it's kind of wrenching from your grasp and slipping out, and you pull off its glove. And you both see on the top of its hand, there is a row of jagged stitches that seem to lead up and into the sleeve, continuing up its arm.
And I let go, and I back off and sort of put my hands up and go, my mistake, my friend. And back up.
You have proven that he has had a horrific accident at some point in life.
How would I have known?
I do not know.
Well, I can see you're not convinced, but you have to admit, it's a little suspicious.
It is. I will agree. But so much about what has transpired this evening is suspicious.
Even more reason to find out what's going on, rather than acting.
Agreed.
And then move on and head towards Allamar's.
Do you just drop the glove on the ground?
Yep.
And you do see as you move away, it stoops and picks it up and puts it back on. As they take up their original position on either side of Isabel's door.
Those things are abominations, but we'll figure that out. Well, I'll get you more proof on that later. And then walk up towards Allamar's door.
So all the way up this north hallway, and you come to the double doors of Allamar's study.
Knock on the door.
You receive no answer.
You got a problem with me going in?
If I had a problem with you going in, I would not have asked you to come.
All right, open the door.
It opens. Back into Allamar's study, it does appear to be empty.
I'll follow him in and shut the door behind us.
So, I'll look on his desk, and is there anything out there that looks suspect?
No, again, it's a few strips of parchment with what look like written in Elvish script. I don't believe either of you read Elvish.
No, but if we really need to know what it is.
That's up to you. We're here to figure this thing out.
Looking at it, you see it's got a bunch of writing, and much of it is kind of crossed out. There's like what looks like a whole paragraph is kind of scribbled out, and then something has been rewritten underneath it, that kind of thing.
I will cast Comprehend Languages. And so for an hour, I can understand anything that's written that I can see as long as I'm touching the surface the words are written on.
And what's the amount of text you can read within a minute?
Takes 1 minute to read 1 page.
Okay, great. This appears to be a copy of the speech that you heard Allamar give as he was in the ballroom, as he was, proclaiming to everyone and welcoming good Isabella to become an elder.
This is nothing important. This is just his speech from the ceremony.
I start looking around the room like I'm looking for some kind of secret passageway or anything. Maybe over on the bookshelf on the west wall.
Okay.
Do I find anything?
Roll an investigation.
6.
It appears to be a normal bookshelf as you're kind of, I imagine you're just pulling on some books.
Yeah.
You don't find anything of interest.
Is there any more writings on his desk? Anything else that I
No,
could
that
potentially
was the only page of parchment that's on his desk.
Okay.
I'll look around on the other walls and see if I can see anything.
All right.
That would be 11.
This bookshelf that's directly across on the eastern wall is very similar. It's just a bunch of different textbooks and volumes, and you don't find anything strange about it.
I don't know. This guy looks like he's just a politician or whatever.
I'll go to the stairs and I'll say,
What do you think is up there?
I don't know. Let's go.
and I'll quietly as possible go up the stairs.
Sure. You want to roll stealth?
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, good. I got 27.
Whoa. I got a 6.
As you trunch up this metal spiral staircase, you find that it leads to a living quarters with a large double bed, a small dining table, and a fireplace up here as well. A few more bookshelves.
Have you been in his study before?
No. Let's go look under his mattress and stuff. If he's the bad guy, not just a jerk, there's got to be something around here that's going to incriminate him in some way.
Do you know where he is at this moment?
Last time I saw him was when I was out dancing, and he was up at the front table.
Earlier this evening or more recently?
About 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
I'll start looking around.
We probably shouldn't dilly-dally, though.
Agreed.
Moves the chairs around and look under the mattress and
Sure.
stuffs.
You can roll investigations, both of you.
Oh, there we go. That's 20.
I'm a bit rattled. I only got a 10.
Yeah, underneath his mattress there doesn't seem to be anything. Maybe a few dust bunnies underneath the actual bed itself. It seems like a bit of housekeeping may be in order for Allamar's living quarters. Again, these bookshelves, doesn't seem anything to be funny about them at all. It just seems like a standard living quarters. The fireplace itself, it doesn't look like it's been used in a while, actually. It's very clean. Probably the cleanest thing around here, but...
Don't you have any way of discovering secret areas?
I don't. But I know a guy who does. I've done everything. There's nothing here. I'm pretty good at this thing, but, if there's nothing to find, there's nothing to find.
Mayhaps we missed something downstairs.
And I'll go back down and look around.
Okay. I'll go back down and I'll go over to the door, the double doors, and I'll sort of open it up a little bit and listen.
Okay. The hallway appears to be clear. You can still hear the faint sounds of the music coming from the ballroom.
Let's have another quick look around, but I don't think we need to stay here much longer.
Shikara, where are you looking?
I'll check out the bookshelves that he checked out and then just do a quick glance all over the floor like I did in the library. Look for loose tiles or anything.
Sure.
I'll do the same.
That's a 20.
16.
Shikara, you don't find anything on the bookshelves themselves, and looking around the floor, like in the corners of the rooms like you did in the library,
Yeah.
doesn't seem to be any loose bricks in the floor at all. As you approach the desk, you do notice next to one of its legs, there seems to be some grout missing around one of the bricks.
I will pull at that and push at that and prod and investigate further.
And it does depress as you put some weight on it. And the shelf on the west wall slides open to reveal a descending passageway.
Shaft! Look.
Hey, look at that. I'll go over to the door again and sort of open it and make sure there's nobody coming.
Still looks clear.
You gonna go down?
Of course.
Okay. I sort of shut the door and I go, let's make this quick.
Is it dark in the tunnel?
It does look dark down there, yes. There's light spilling in from the room in which you're in, but no source immediately in the tunnel itself.
I will light a torch.
Let's go.
All right, I'm right behind you.
Well, it's been a while. They haven't come back yet.
What do you want to do?
Maybe we should try and investigate Allamar's room ourselves in case...
You think they're not doing it at all?
They haven't been gone that long, but I don't know. What if they do get caught? Maybe I still have the ability to use invisibility. I could make both of us invisible, and we could go there ourselves as well.
Wait, your invisibility can work on more than one person?
Yes, I could make both of us invisible for an hour.
What about sound and stuff? And I look down at my armor.
Yes, that could be a problem, because we're still able to be heard.
Oh.
If we end up meeting up with Shikara again tonight, she thinks that I've been drinking, and I'm either going to pretend that I have been, or admit to her that I was faking, and she already doesn't trust me.
Well, I could say that I was reading a book and you drunkenly stumbled away, and I'm just trying to keep you under control.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, invisibility sounds fun too. I'm down. I just think, it hasn't been that long, but do you think that they will need the backup? You're the one who knows who we're dealing with.
I'm really worried about all of... There's quite a few people in that at that dinner party that are powerful, and if they're not on our side, they're going to be very dangerous. I think it might be a smart idea for us to go back. But I don't really want to be seen by anyone there. It could escalate things quickly, because if there are people amongst the elders who are against us and they see me, they might...
Oh, there's definitely elders against us. You heard that, right? You said you heard that meeting.
Right, but if some of them are deep scions, for example...
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, let's just go invisible.
Yeah, that's an option.
Okay.
Bearing in mind, your armor is still quite loud, so you're gonna have to be very careful. I don't know if you should come into Allamar's room with me.
Is that truly and like for sure I'm caught no matter what, or how does that work?
So your current armor gives you disadvantage on stealth, right? Being invisible will give you advantage, so you would just roll normally for stealth checks.
Oh, okay.
Just a normal stealth, which is not great still, but Falzaren, it's up to you. I'm willing to help you. What do you want to do?
I think whether you think you're going to be quiet enough to come into Allamar's room or not, it might not be a bad idea for you to come along and keep an eye and be there in case.
If you're going, I'm going. You can't defend yourself.
You're drunk.
I do have fairly powerful magic, but yes, I'm always happy to have help. If my magic fails me, I don't have the strength that you have.
All right, let's go.
And that's our show. Be sure to follow us on social media at Incorrigible Par on Twitter, Incorrigible Party on Instagram and Facebook. You can visit incorrigibleparty.com for additional world and NPC information. The Incorrigible Party is sponsored by Critical Hit Design. For your design needs, visit criticalhitdesign.com. All ambient sounds and music during the episode are courtesy of tabletopaudio.com, and our outro music was created by Josh Jarvis. You can contact him for your own musical inquiries via email at jamesmercymusic@gmail.com. Happy adventuring!